I can't be more clear about how happy I am.
Not okay I am with
with everything in the world.
Good.
Inclusive. Top of the morning to you, and welcome to episode 27 of FRUK Unwrapped. I think I've killed Stuart. The podcast that some fans have called boring and asked, "Are you still doing this?" Tonight we will devote our ears, well, your ears, our mouths, to the world's favourite starchy, tuberous crop, the potatoes. But first, let me introduce you to my favourite starchy, tuberous craps. I'll just wait for Stuart to come back.
He's gone.
Oh, I'm here. I'm fine. It's okay.
He's alright.
Oh.
Much like potatoes, he's versatile, full of carbs, accompanies many meals, and is always at his best when he's being roasted. It's Stuart Bullock.
Hello. Hello,
Stuart,
Nathan. Hello, Nathan.
Would you like to give us some information as to why you're dying with laughter?
I'd forgotten what the topic of the I'd forgotten what the topic of the podcast was, and I couldn't work out why you'd said top of the morning in like a bad Irish accent, and I just thought it was odd, and it set me off. I'm fine. I'm okay. It's okay. I'll be fine.
Excellent.
I'll be fine.
Good stuff. Next up, rumour has it in school his nickname was Potato Dauphinois, not because he was classy or anything. It's just that he spent his teenage years looking like a spud and was always covered in a thick white sauce. It's Michael Jameson. Hello, Michael. How you doing?
Joke's on you, they called me Buttered Potato.
Oh.
Lovely.
Because I was butters ugly. And I ate chips all the time. Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm struggling to get through this opening section.
Struggling a bit, aren't you?
I am a little bit. But we'll get there anyway. And finally, potatoes were introduced to Europe by the Spanish in the 16th century. Unfortunately, we don't know anyone Spanish who listens to this show, so we got the next best thing, an American. It's Binge Media's own Alyx Ancira.
Woo! Hey!
Very nice of you guys.
How you doing,
Very
Alyx?
nice. Doing well. Just want to say two things right off the top. The writing is much better this week. I like it. You guys are getting better every week. That was very solid. And also, I apologize for being absent on the meat episode.
You should be, but no worries. These things happen. Is there any meaty things you want to discuss? Anything off of the back of last week's show that you need to get off your chest about meat?
No, not really.
Good.
It was always going to be a toss-up between meat and potatoes.
They're good together, too, which is really nice. I actually got a pot roast in the slow cooker right now that we're having for dinner. So
nice.
And I'm having one of these. Have you guys had these?
No.
This is a hard seltzer. It's about 5% alcohol. It's a White Claw. And it's pretty tasty.
What is that? Like a...
It's alcoholic seltzer.
So what's the seltzer? Is that not?
That's like soda water.
Carbonated water.
Oh, yeah. All right. So cool. So is it like does it taste more like one of those flavored waters rather than like a full on like pop?
It does, and there's zero sugar in it, which is also pretty nice.
But alcohol.
Yeah, but who counts that? It's not like real sugar.
Cool. Well, I am second podcast in a row not drinking alcohol.
Oh dear, why is that?
I'm literally not drinking anything. I've drunk my glass. I'm still on the health kick, man. Still on the health kick. I've been training. I've ramped up the training. I'm going to kickboxing, freestyle martial arts training twice a week. Been playing football. Still being healthy. I've set myself a goal. I want to get fit. I want to put on a professional wrestling match before I'm 45. I want to get in the ring and do a match.
Nice.
That's my goal.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm going to get
You know
fit.
your wrestler name?
I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to try. I'm going to get a mask that's open completely at the bottom, and I might be El Barbudo, El Barbudo.
At least it rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, so, yeah. I don't speak Spanish. It's not. It's a made-up language, basically, isn't it? So something
Like
Spanish sounding that references having a beard. 'Cause that's the only interesting thing that there is about me. So I thought I'd base my entire personality on it.
I do not allow anyone bully the team of this podcast, let alone themselves.
It's very noble of you.
Ironic coming from the guy who's probably most bullied on this show.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, okay.
He says probably. Alyx.
Yes.
2018. How's it been? You were the first guest on our podcast of this year.
Wow.
Okay.
You're going to be one of the last. How's your year been so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great, Nate Peterson. We just had our big event. Well, not just. A couple of months ago, I had our big event, Lollapalooza in Chicago.
Whoop, whoop.
And, yeah, it was fantastic meeting all those people. So it's been a big year for Binge Media.
Yep. Better Call Binge as well has been dropped this year.
Yes. The final episode is coming out this week. And it's another marry, fuck, kill conversation. Because those are always nice and classy.
Just to let you know, we don't swear on this podcast. If you could just turn it down a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Marry, FRUK, kill. That's what I meant.
There we go. And we're back to cream eggs.
Starving.
Now you've also made your return to the FRUK channel. Indeed.
Yeah. Evidently.
How was it to record, and B, I'm going to ask you how it was to watch, but I have a funny feeling you probably haven't watched them.
I haven't. I probably should. There's a significant amount of time that night that doesn't exist in my brain. So going back and looking at the now historical record of that time, I probably should do that. But seems to have gone over well, right?
Yeah,
I mean, certainly no racist comments this time round.
Yeah,
Touch
we
wood.
told people not to be dicks this time, and it sort of seemed to work.
The best thing was the comment which said that essentially yourself, Law, and Ammon were Nate, Gossie, and Michael, and sitting in the same positions on the sofa. So obviously Nathan Peterson is Jim Law, Ammon Gilbert is David Goss, which means, I'm sorry, Alyx, that you're the Michael Jameson of Binge Media.
Look, my childhood nickname was AJ growing up, so I feel like we're kindred spirits. We're both rocking the glasses and the beard right now, and things are happening for us in a big, big way. So,
yeah,
that's an apt comparison.
There you go. There you go. I also like the fact that the general consensus was that the American Gossie, so Ammon, was much, much cooler than the real Gossie. I'm sure our Gossie would be really pleased with that comparison as well.
Yeah, it's not a high bar, but
I mean, I've met both, and I can definitely attest to that. Mr. Ancira, as you may know from listening to the show, for returning guests such as yourself, we play a little game of Either Or, which is a list of multiple choice questions, and I just want your initial quick responses to these.
Give it to me, baby.
Okay. I think, actually, looking at this, one of these, I don't know if this works for you or not, but anyway. Right. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Incorrect.
Cadbury or Dove?
Neither.
Oh, that's Galaxy for the...
Neither.
Oranges or lemons?
Oranges.
Burger or pizza?
Fuck my life. Fruck my life, sorry. Pizza.
Oh. You do have that Giordano's, etc. Tea or coffee? Coffee.
Coffee these days.
Coffee.
He's not from New York, my friend. Fruit or veg?
Fruit.
Rice or pasta?
Oh, pasta. Forget about it.
No, pasta. Not pasta.
Pasta. Forget about it.
Beer or wine? Yeah, you're a beer man.
Beer.
Correct.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Ooh.
And fizzy or still?
Fizzy.
Oh, there we go. Thank you very much.
Come on, fizzy lifting drinks doesn't sound the same as still sated drinks. What? Something like that. Should have worked out of that in pre-production meeting.
No, you've done it. It's good. I think it's going to become a catchphrase. Right, before we get on to the subject of potatoes, I've got a little round of Quivia for you guys to run through.
Boom.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Always.
Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes, Quivia time, so play Quivia. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes, Quivia time, play some Quivia. It's like a cross between some trivia and a quiz, and as such it stems apart the two of those two aforementioned words. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes, Quivia time, so play some Quivia. Q-U-I-V-I-A. Yes,
so for this, I decided to return to one of the question formats that we've done in the past. This is Frucking Around the World, where I'm going to give you some potato dishes from around the world.
Love this. Love it.
That you may or may not be aware of, and ask you to tell me what country they are most commonly known for.
Correct.
Okay, we're going to go round robin. We're going to start with Alex first. Alex.
Yes.
Question number 1. Aloo pie. That is spelt A-L-O-O, pie. Correct. It is a soft, fried pastry filled with boiled, spiced and mashed potatoes and other vegetables like green peas or chana dal. Its shape is similar to a calzone, or calzone to the uninitiated.
Correct. Is that right? Is it a calzone rather than a calzone?
Calzone, yeah.
Is it?
We call it calzone.
I call it calzone. Do I?
Yes, calzone.
Oh, I don't know.
I think
Question 1. How do you say calzone?
Calzone.
Yeah, so Alex, can you please give me a country?
I'm going to say Pakistan.
Good count. Good call. Shout. Count.
Good count.
Yeah, good count.
Good count. Mr. Michael Jameson, you're up first. Second even. Or third, whatever this number is. Michael.
What, same question?
Yes.
Oh, cool. India.
India, okay. And finally, Stuart. I will do all the answers at the end.
I think it's very likely to be either India or Pakistan. I think that, seeing as though Pakistan has only been a country for, 70, 80 years or something, the smart money is on India, so we'll go India.
Okay. I won't give you the answers just yet, but I will remind you that I am a cunt, and sometimes I do throw in curveballs. Question number 2.
Bangladesh.
Question number 2, and Stuart is up first this time.
Thank you.
Crocche. C-R-O-C-C-H-E, all one word. It is a mashed potato and egg which is covered in breadcrumbs and fried. Crocche.
Covered in breadcrumbs and fried. Let's go. Purely on the basis that I know that chi, C-H-E-E, is a word that is used in Thai cuisine, I'm going to go Thailand.
Thailand. Okay, next up, Alex.
Feel very confident about this. It's 100% turkey.
No, it's actually potato, but
Hey.
I mean, obviously, Alex's confidence has hit me. I was going to say Vietnam, but I'm not sure they have chickens, do they? I'm sure I read a fact online that they don't have chickens. It makes me think they don't have eggs. I'm gonna gamble because you didn't specify it would have to be hen egg or chicken egg. No, I will say Vietnam.
Those famous hen eggs. What did you go for? Vietnam? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Question 3. MJ, you're up first this time, my friend.
Here we go.
Chapalelli. Chapaelele. Chapalelli. A dumpling made from boiled potatoes and wheat flour.
Sounds suitably Bulgarian to me.
Is that your guess then, Bulgaria?
Bulgaria.
Okay. Stuart.
Ghana.
Ghana.
Wow.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Terrible. Alex.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. Okay. Question number 4. Potato a la right, let's get this right. Potato a la Hasselbacken. Okay. Potatoes are about halfway cut through into thin slices. Butter, breadcrumbs,
slightly more than half.
Butter, breadcrumbs, and almonds are added on top of the potatoes.
Ooh.
This time around, we are going to start with MJ again.
That
is Germany.
They are incredible.
Okay. Next up, Stuart.
I'm not sure. I'd go for Netherlands.
Netherlands. And finally, Mr. Ancira.
What's the name again? What's it called?
Potato a la Hasselbacken.
Austria.
Ooh.
Austria.
Oh.
Okie dokie.
Can someone take a photo of me?
Nope.
Because I look like fat and hairy Thanos.
People have seen you already, though, mate, so it doesn't really need a new photo. Question 5. Stuart up first.
Yo.
Capsalon. Fries topped with doner or shawarma meat, grilled with a layer of cheese until melted, and then covered with a layer of dressed salad greens.
Sounds great. Let's go
It does.
Let's go for Israel.
Israel. Alex?
I'm going to say Greece.
Greece. And finally, MJ?
Is Cyprus a different country?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
I believe it is Cypriot. Cyprus.
Interesting. And finally, Olivier salad.
Plays for
oil.
Chelsea, doesn't he?
He does. Good on. Diced boiled potatoes, carrots, brined dill pickles, green peas, eggs, celeriac, onions, diced boiled chicken, tart apples, mustard, and dressed with mayonnaise. So it's basically a potato salad on steroids. What country is that, Alex?
Name again, please.
Olivier salad.
Olivier. France. France.
Mr. Michael Johnson.
America.
Ooh. And Stuart.
Canada.
Canada.
Oh, it's
A real country, please. Real country.
Don't be racist,
fully
Alex.
Fully dressed in
No.
it. 'Cause Canadians, if that is Canadian, do they just not? Oh, curds and gravy, put them on it. Oh, fully dressed, put them on it. Oh, celeriac, mayo, fucking garden leaves, whatever else you said, dill pickles. Ridiculous. Grow up, Canada.
I mean, I've never heard someone. I mean, I've got Alex on this show, and I've still never heard anyone be so rude to Canada.
I know.
Yeah, you know. Right, I'm just scoring these up. I think we might have a tiebreaker, and I don't think I have a tiebreaker question, which is amazing Good forward planning. Okay, question 1. Aloo pie. Your guesses were Pakistan, India, and India. The correct answer is Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
Okay. Take it up with Wikipedia. So that's 0 points on offer for anyone because you didn't get right country or the correct continent. Question 2. Oh, I should say, I don't know if I said it at the beginning. It's 3 points if you get the correct country, but 1 point if you get the correct continent.
Trinidad and Tobago, most famous person from Trinidad and Tobago.
Dwight York.
Dwight York. It's been a while.
He loves roast.
Dwight's back.
He loves roasting. And what do you roast?
Potatoes. It's almost like it's meant to be.
That's the 5th time out of
Alyx does not know the reference.
I don't.
No. Footballer, professional footballer, was famous in the 1990s for his appalling treatment of young women, whilst taking his striking partnership with his teammate very seriously on and off the field, and scoring lots for Manchester United, and then continuing the scoring in the hotel rooms of Manchester in the evening.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I think
he's a double threat.
Yeah.
Smashing it in the back was yeah.
That famous football cliche, smashing it in the back.
I see.
Right.
On and off the pitch. Jericho?
No. Question 2. Crocche. This was your answers were Stuart Thailand, Alyx Turkey, and MJ Vietnam. The correct answer was
what was it called?
Crocche.
Gotcha.
The correct answer was Italy, more specifically Sicily. That's Europe. So I'm going to give a point to Alyx because Turkey is kind of European. Not really, but it's on Eurovision, so that counts.
Yeah, so is Australia, mate.
You said Vietnam.
Yeah. East Europe.
Far East Europe.
Dickhead. Question 3. Chapalele, the dumpling made from boiled potatoes. We had answers of Bulgaria, Ghana, and Czech Republic. The correct answer was Chile, South America. So no points.
I'm really annoyed. I was going to say Chile, and then it was the wheat flour, and I was thinking Chile would be more likely to be a corn flour country.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what MJ was probably thinking when he went for Bulgaria as well.
Yeah, wheat flour. They're famous for windmills.
Yeah.
Not pinning that one on me.
Potato a la Hasselbacken. We had Germany, Netherlands, Austria. You're all confident it was Europe. You're all correct, but it was in fact Sweden. It was Sweden. So 1 point for all three of you. Question 5. Capsalon. That was the fries topped in doner or shawarma meat. Again, you all went European. Israel, Greece, and Cyprus. Again, you were all correct.
Turkey.
It was, in fact, the Netherlands. So a point all on offer. And then the final question, Olivier salad, the potato salad on steroids, was actually from the country of Russia, Mother Russia. Alyx went for France, point. MJ, USA, no point. Stuart, Canada, no points. So tonight's winner of Quivia is Alyx Ancira with 4 points.
Yeah. Wow, fair play.
And
it reminds me of my first trip here to the FRUK podcast, which I dominated in Quivia.
Well, there you go. You obviously know a lot about food, which is good to have you on a food podcast.
Thanks.
And the good news is I didn't even have to fix it this time.
Come on. Damn you.
Thank you very much for playing, guys, and hope you enjoyed that. And you've learned a little bit. That's the point of these. Learn a bit more about food culture around the world, you ignorant sods.
Thank you, Nathan.
You're welcome.
Hello, it's MJ. You're listening to FRUK Unwrapped. Please leave us a review on iTunes and check out our other exploits, which does include our Instagram page at FRUKgram and our Twitter page at Food Review UK. And hey, we've got lots of awesome videos on YouTube. Thanks a lot for your support.
Right, let's get on to tonight's subject, which is potatoes. We've already talked about them. We're just going to go straight in. What's your favourite way to have a potato, lads? I'm going to go with our guest first, Alyx.
I think ever since I was a little kid, it's always been mashed potatoes, and that has not changed. It's always been the base, but I do like a roasted potato these days.
Ooh.
Roasted potato. My wife does this thing where she boils a potato, and then she puts them in the broiler, and there's like 2 or 3 different levels of cooking, and they're the most tender and crunchy and soft and buttery potatoes of all time.
Why didn't she make any when I was there?
She was too busy making sure everyone was having drinks in their hands and whatnot. So, and plus there was all that pizza and tacos to eat. So,
yeah, that's true. I did have amazing food. So yeah, okay. She's let off. It is what it is.
It is what it is. So to answer the question, mashed potatoes.
I have Googled what a broiler is, and it's never quite explicit. From you as the owner of a broiler.
Yes.
What is a broiler?
Is it not? Is it a pressure cooker?
No. It's a so you typically have it in your oven, and it just puts the temperature at a really high heat, like 500 degrees or something like that.
Oh.
So if you wanted like a quick sear on a steak or something like that, you would just hit the broiler setting.
Wow.
It's within the oven.
Oh, so it's actually part of the oven. It's not like an additional item.
Right. I mean, there might be separate broilers. I mean, yeah. As a matter of fact, I do have a separate chicken broiler. Well, I guess that's more of a roaster. I just lied to everybody right now. I don't have a roaster.
I don't think we can have you on again if you're going to be just spreading lies to our faithful.
Spreading lies and winning games. You know?
Yeah, right. The Alyx Ancira story.
No, I'd be happy with that. If the culmination of my whole life was that, I'm fine with that.
I think somehow you'll get there. Are there any particular types of potato that you dislike?
Sweet potato.
Oh, interesting. We're going to come on to sweet potatoes in a minute. We'll ignore that for the time being.
That's a shame,
isn't it?
Flipping me off.
Michael Jameson, talk to me about potatoes.
Yeah, well, there's sort of this. I suppose you describe it as off, spherical, really, sort of skinned, typically beige, small sort of fruit, I suppose you'd call it.
Tuberous crop.
You need to, I think they grow in the grounds, and it's remarkable the variety of shapes and sizes they come in now. I actually went to Aldi the other day, and believe it or not, they had star-shaped potatoes. I couldn't quite believe my eyes. They weren't actually potatoes. It was Milky Way magic stars. But I was equally surprised to see a brand name in Aldi. But no, I think we're getting away from your question. I think did you say what colour is it? Beige.
One point to Michael Jameson.
My favourite. It's difficult for me to see past the top 3 forms of potato. I think Dauphinoise, roast, chip. Dauphinoise is incredibly rich, and it works well. I would say it works best with fish, personally, salmon. Roast works basically with everything, and arguably as does chip. Chip is the most probably readily available of them, and so probably the least special. Dauphinoise probably the most special, but all of them can be just sensational. I'll actually be having my first ever Michelin star chips on Monday.
Where are you going?
The Hand and Flowers.
Where's that?
Oh, nice.
It's in.
Isn't it Cheshire or something like that?
No. I can't even remember. Near Maidenhead. It's not Marlow, is it?
Is it Marlow?
It's
professionalism.
The
let's hope you
wanting to know the location.
Let's hope you know this by the time you actually go.
I mean, a rough idea would be fine. Like nearby.
Marlow.
Oh, there we go.
Marlow.
Yeah, Marlow. Brilliant.
Guys at home, Google Hand and Flowers and find out the actual location.
Is that
Tom Kerridge's
Tom
pub.
Kerridge's pub. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were talking about going there when I came down.
Oh, were you?
Well, no, we were. Myself and Rich and we were. Yeah.
Yeah, that vaguely rings a bell.
Yeah. It happened.
What about yourself, Stuart, my friend?
I got to echo what Alex says, but I like mash. It's not one of my favourites. I have to be in the mood for it. When roast potatoes are excellent, roast potatoes probably win. Fries or chips when they're great are incredible. I like a dolphin nose potato, as Michael said, but I genuinely prefer the kind of the poor relative of the dolphin nose potato in the potatoes boulanger. I do prefer them to the creamy dolphin nose. But do you know, if pressed, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm forcing myself to not say fries and chips, just because I feel like it's somehow like people are going to somehow look down on me. Like I have a theory, right? I reckon at least 50% of people, not if you asked them, they wouldn't tell you this, but if there was a way of finding out what 50% of people, what people's actual real favourite food was, a good 50% of people's favourite food, 100%, not just favourite potato, favourite food, will be chips or fries. I reckon half the people, certainly in chip eating countries, so in the States, over here, 50% of people, if we got the truth from them, their hands down favourite food, fries. It's not my favourite food, but I think I get a little buzz of excitement when I know I'm going to have chips. I just don't have them very often. So if I know I'm going to the fish and chip shop, or if I'm going to somewhere where I'm going to have a burger and fries, I am going to look forward to those fries. Like Five Guys fries, man. Like, and they're not even the best. I want to talk about some fries in a bit. I'm going to read some fry porn out to you in a little while, and you're going to struggle to stay in your trousers, boys. It's great fries.
Struggling now.
Well,
it's going to be amazing in a little bit.
Great fries are unbeatable. And do you know what? I'm saying it. I'm proud. Fries, done. Chips, fries. I don't care. I'm trash. I'm fry eating trash.
I don't know. Can we consider fries as it's not a main dish though?
Oh,
right?
It can be.
I mean, anything can be if you try hard enough.
Yeah.
we do have a chain of restaurants here. I don't know if there's anything like this in America, but we do have a chain of restaurants here where the beef eater for the British guys on here that do unlimited chips. So literally, you can just
shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, you can literally. I mean, they're not particularly great. They're not necessarily going to be your top notch by any means. But if you're into chips and you're not too worried about quality, you could literally just allegedly just keep ordering those bad boys and keep them coming to your plate.
That's incredible.
There was actually just before I'm talking just before the inception of FRUK, there was a plot being hatched or hawked by myself and some friends of mine that we would go to Beefeater at sort of 9-10 a.m. when they start serving food, order the bottomless chips, and essentially just keep ordering drinks and just refills of the chips all day and see how far we could make it.
It's like going to a casino in Vegas and just sitting at the penny slots and just keep on drinking those free drinks the whole time, but with fries.
Yeah, and also I couldn't say that I've seen a Beefeater that's quite as glamorous as Las Vegas.
No, you've not seen the one in Denham, my friend.
What would the equivalent American chain to a Beefeater be? Like a
Gold Cracker Barrel?
I was like, yeah, okay. So I've only heard about the fries
Sizzler?
at this amazing place.
It's basically a family restaurant that's a pub, isn't it? A Beefeater.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, you're kind of spot on with Cracker Barrel, Denny's, Sizzler. I mean, if Sizzlers are still around, they're still kind of here and there, but yeah, Yeah, you go with your main chains as far as family restaurants go. It'd be right there.
Slightly off topic, but also on topic. I every now and again catch an American advert commercial. I saw a current commercial that's running for Red Lobster, unlimited shrimp. Now that is something I could abuse. I could ruin them. Absolutely ruin them.
I just wonder about the quality. Seafood's always one of those things you always worry about the quality. But for a Red Lobster,
Stuart doesn't.
No.
No.
I mean, I've never been to Red Lobster, so is it pretty down market?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a typical chain. So in terms of, and we get a lot of chains, but as far as seafood goes, that's a huge one. Long John Silver is another kind of it's more on the fast food side, more of like a McDonald's or something like that as far as seafood goes.
I think anywhere that offers an unlimited portion of any food probably is never going to be upmarket. I can't imagine when MJ goes to the Hand and Flowers next week that they're going to be offering him unlimited steak or anything.
Well, I'm going to be having a half bit. I've found my main dish: half beer roast chicken with sweet corn and potato royale, spiced tomato mayonnaise, and oak gravy, which is £39.50.
Sounds
What's potato royale?
Don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's like a quarter pounder with cheese.
Oh, is it?
Hey,
They got the metric system.
the chips themselves. I'll tell you one thing I love about this menu actually is obviously it's a Michelin star, so it's going to be a little bit pretentious. And this is a spoonful of pretentious that I quite appreciate. Whenever their chips are featured in the dish, or indeed as a side order, they actually call them Hand and Flowers chips. Like, they're so famous.
Right. They're branding it, right?
Yeah. Fantastic. £7.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'll be buying a portion.
So that's
It's
current exchange rate. That's about $9. A $9 portion of chips.
I mean, that better be a lot of fucking chips.
No,
a lot of FRUK chips.
It won't be. It'll be like 10.
It won't be?
It'll be like 10 chips, that.
I reckon
my
that's...
meal alone, I'm going to order a main, 2 puddings, and the chips. My meal alone is going to be £79.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell. My prediction on those chips, there will be 5, and they will be very thick cut.
Yeah, I'm going to drop a Patreon stinger in just as Michael Jamieson tells us that he's going to spend £79 on his meal alone.
Yeah,
It's definitely the right place for a Patreon stinger, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good marketing move for sure.
Current balance in my bank account is negative, so that would be very much appreciated. I should say it's Claire and I's 2-year anniversary, so.
All right.
Oh, well, happy bon anniversaire. Or, no, it's happy birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
But happy anniversary.
Thank you.
For when it happens, not when, like today. It's the first. Anyway, yeah, potatoes. I love all the ones you've just said there. In fact, I would say the only version of potatoes that I could literally just throw straight into the bin is wedges.
Really?
What are you feeling?
Not boiled. Yeah. Come on.
No, wedges are just dog muck. I just dislike them. In all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Boiled is a dead thing.
Yeah, boiled potatoes are horrible.
Oh, no. Oh, I love a boiled potato.
Grow up. What about
child?
What about children's potatoes, like a smiley face or an alpha bite? They're awful.
Would take them over wedges. I would take. Here we go. I'll throw it down the challenge. I would take tinned new potatoes over wedges.
You're a prick, mate. Seriously.
You can know someone for what? 5 or so years we've known each other. You can know someone, build up that much trust. And Nate is probably one of the most trustworthy people I've ever met. And with one fell swoop, what phrase that he's casually thrown out without any regard for the meaning of his words, he's just ruined any trust that I had in him. That's it. It's gone.
I feel like our whole relationship's a lie.
Correct.
I'm just lucky enough to evidence this downfall and this fracturing in this friendship and partnership. I feel extremely lucky.
Is that a thing people normally celebrate when they get to witness the terrible things?
Right,
I do.
I'm so lucky I got to see the Titanic go down. I'm such a lucky soul.
Wedges are
if you're on that little boat, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess actually you are probably fucking lucky if you were.
Yeah, correct.
Wedges are a very reliable potato method.
Oh, they're so boring.
PDS.
I dislike their coating. I find maybe I've just not had good wedges, but I'm just not a fan. They are literally just horrid.
Man who likes watered potato says that wedges are boring.
Love that headline.
Correct. Anyway, according to Stuart and his amazing amount of research, 50% of people love fries. He's got the science to back
hard
that up.
numbers there.
Yeah, he has. So, guys, talk to me about fries in particular. What do you like condiments with them? Where are your favourite fries from? Give me some. Talk to me about fries in particular. Let's go down that route. MJ, with your stupid face.
I love that as an audio medium. People are just assuming that you're being offensive to me, which you are.
Which I am. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even looking at the screen when I said that. So, yeah, fries. How do you feel about fries and, like I say, condiments, seasoning? Are there any particular places that you particularly want to give a shout out?
I'd like to shout out the Hand and Flowers. If you can't tell, I'm trying to get us money off the bill.
Yep.
Hashtag Tom Kerridge at Hand and Flowers.
What I like is, going back to your story about that, is your assertion that basically if a restaurant names their fries after the restaurant, you basically assume they're going to be amazing fries and we'll just order them regardless of price almost.
Oh, hang on. I do know some details about the fries. Tom Kerridge, I think it's fair to say that he made his name in the popular British programme distributed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. A Great British Menu. And I believe his chips were shown on there. I believe they are triple cooked and cylindrical. And I believe they're cooked in
You believe a lot of things, don't you?
I think that all of what I'm saying is true.
So you believe it?
Oh, duck fat fries are fantastic.
Yeah. So that's I've sort of know a little bit about them, hence why I know I'm definitely going to buy them. Some of the dishes do actually come with them separately, so I could save £7 and just order something with them in. But no, you got that style. Five Guys, it's been mentioned, but one of the things I like is that it has the poster up in the restaurant saying where the potatoes are from, because it's a big thing in the modern world, and it is sourcing. And moving over to a different kind of sauce. I'm not the biggest fan of condiments on fries, and in terms of seasoning, just simple salt. Maybe pepper, but really salt is the only thing that is completely mandatory. Potato is a delicious thing. Let's not mask the delicious flavour of the potato with other flavours.
It's a man after my own crisp heart.
Let's not mask the flavour. Let's put some salt on it. You fucking
Sorry?
You said, let's not mask the potato flavour, but you've deep fried it and you've put salt on it. So,
and the salt only enhances the flavour of the potato.
No, it's masking it. It's now tasting more salty than you could have had it if you just eaten it straight from the ground.
No, it is a enhance.
Nate finding out what salt is for the first time.
How so? Alex, you seem to be backing up Michael Jameson. AJ is backing up MJ.
Correct.
Why?
Well, I think the fry, or the chip, as it were, getting used to this thing,
it is worth noting that chip is arguably slightly different to a fry, and I will come on to that in a small moment. But carry on.
Oh, God damn it! All right. Well, I'll speak for fucking fries. Oh, sorry. I'll speak for fries then. How about that? Sorry about all this editing.
I hope he was joking about the swearing stuff, right?
I know. I was going along with the bit. I was just going along with it. Okay, to get back to it. Fries are fantastic. All it needs is a little bit of salt, Keep your goddamn ketchup away. Keep your mayonnaise away. Keep any sauce away from fries. They're fine the way they are. You want to do a little. Stuart's losing his mind right now. I do like a little gravy. Do like a little gravy on fries every now and then, but not as a requisite. Doesn't have to be on there every time.
Yeah.
I do like fries fried in duck fat, as MJ pointed out. It's delicious. And now, what about truffle? What about truffle oil and Parmesan? Like the little slices of Parmesan on it.
Interesting. I've only ever had truffle oil, I think on a pizza or something like that. So I don't know whether I like it or not with fries, but you do see it from time to time.
It's really big in Chicago. Truffle fries are huge in Chicago, and it's good, but the thing about fries, like I compare it to popcorn. I just want to eat it by the handful. I'm going to shove it into my stupid face and enjoy it. Truffle fries, it's the oil's too rich. So you can only, for me, I could only have a few of them, and then I tap out.
Nice. Any particular American joints that you'd like to name check as having particularly good fries? They don't have to be a chain by any means, but
there's as you know, Nate, everything in Chicago's local, so you have your corner diners and whatnot that are always really good. Chain wise, I really like Stuart mentioned Five Guys earlier. Their fries are pretty good. I just had McDonald's for the first time in a long time, probably in years, the other day, and their fries are good but overly salty. So there's a happy medium there.
Happy Meal as well.
I didn't see that on the menu. In Wendy's, actually, they changed their fry recipe, and they used to have like the thicker cut fries, and now their fries are skinnier. So I like those a lot. Other than that, it's your local bar that has fantastic fries. So, or diner, or hot dog stand.
Or anywhere, just anywhere where it just sells fries. Yeah,
pretty much.
Stuart, you've been fairly animated through these two jabronis.
I totally disagree. I mean, like in terms of chips, I love chippy chips, and on chippy chips, it's got to be salt and vinegar and a little bit of ketchup. I've been kind of converted in recent years. Alex mentioned having gravy on chips. Now, gravy on chips in England is very much a northern thing. So, I for a while I lived in, not even in the south, like in the East Midlands, and you just can't get chips and gravy.
And is it a brown gravy?
Yeah. Brown gravy.
Thin gravy?
No.
The consistency?
Well,
or is
it depends on the chip shop. Sometimes it's a thin gravy. Okay. Sometimes it's a thick kind of glutinous gravy. And it's probably better when it's thick. It really the chips don't get soggy. But I've been converted to Chinese curry sauce with chips as well. Dipping the chips in that. So in an English fish and chip shop, you can get a curry sauce, which I would say the closest thing that you can get in terms of flavour. It's similar to a katsu curry sauce. That's absolutely belting with chippy chips. With fries though, or other types of chips, I'm a big fan of mayonnaise. Went to Belgium a few years ago. A lot of fries and mayonnaise, and like with proper, like amazing mayonnaise. It's great. But I want to talk to you about some fries. I want to talk to you about a place in Manchester called Almost Famous. I've mentioned Almost Famous before. They're in Manchester. I think they're in Leeds. They're in Liverpool. They've got 2 locations in Manchester. Burgers are great, but the fries are what keep me going back. Now, I'm just going to tell you the fry menu. So we've got the winning fries, which are their basic fries, and they're a mixture of skin on and sweet potato fries. So skin on regular potato and sweet potato all mixed together, just seasoned. Peng, £3 a portion. Then they do a fry called the bacon fry. This is now £4, so it's the winning fries, and that's got bacon mayo and bacon rain. Just think about those 2 words. Bacon, I have bacon rain. That's I mean it's the stuff of dreams. Bacon rain. Okay. They also do. I'm gonna Bacon
Can I-
rain. Some stay
I was gonna say-
dry and others feel the pain. Go on.
Can I just say that
Oh, I thought you were
Bacon
saying
Rain would
something.
also work as a wrestling name for you.
It would, yeah,
Ooh.
or a porn star name, in fact.
Well,
I'm gonna save one menu item until last, and this is the one that I go for. They also do the Wonder Waffles, which are waffle fries with nacho cheese sauce and bacon rain. They do the pig and waffle fries, pulled pork, jalapeno, onion, redneck barbecue sauce, and blue cheese sauce. But I go for the almighty Phoenix fries. These are the greatest fries known to man, right? And you two are both men who say, let the potato shine. Screw the potato. Let the toppings shine. Here we go. We got winning fries. We've got bacon rain. We've got a Jack Daniel's maple glaze. We've got shoestring onions. We've got frazzle dust, Michael Jameson. So frazzles are a bacon corn snack, Alex. And so these have been scrunched up and have been sprinkled on the fries. We've also got chilies. We've got bacon mayo, and we've got redneck barbecue sauce. All the sauces, all the bacon, all the everything, all the deliciousness. There's one downside to Phoenix fries. Even though your burger is amazing, it's not going to be quite as delicious as these fries because they're just
Really?
Well, they're just insane. They're so good.
I'm looking at a picture right now.
Oh
Nice.
man, they're so good. The
So-
whole Almost Famous is a wicked place anyway. It's a really cool burger place. It's great.
Now, is that a
What was
mixture of? It looks like there's some sweet potatoes in there too.
Yeah. So it's the winning fries that you get, which is the mixture of the skin on potatoes and the sweet potato fries,
Right.
and they're cooked so well. Because do you know what? There's nothing worse than an undercooked sweet potato fry. An
Absolutely.
undercooked it tastes like carrot. It's not, but a properly cooked sweet potato
Jesus.
fry is amazing. So
This looks fantastic.
Almost Famous. It's incredible.
I've just got a picture myself, and that is. I mean, you can barely
It's
see
incredible
potato.
looking.
Yeah, they
I
are.
know. It is amazing.
Yeah, they're great. They're absolutely amazing. It's the whole menu. The wings that they do at Almost Famous are brilliant as well. They do a Marmite butter wing, which, if you like Marmite, are incredible. Really, really good. Like a mate of mine, when we go, he doesn't even bother getting fries. He has a portion of wings instead of his fries, and I'd just be tempted to get the lot.
Yeah, totally.
So good. It's so good. The one thing that lets Almost Famous down is its beer selection. They never have a really good beer on tap, but it's amazing.
Hey, take the good with the bad.
Yeah. You can get beer.
I mean, that is one of the exceptions I'll make with fries is either cheese fries or a chili cheese fries.
Yeah.
But this bacon rain
Yeah.
is the newest thing that's going to rule my life.
Bacon rain.
What is bacon rain? Just shards of very.
Yeah, I mean,
shards
it's
of
like
bacon?
crispy bacon that's been destroyed.
Stuart, I mean, you just have to do a review of this. The Phoenix fries.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
Oh, 6 stars every day of the way. I mean,
Yeah, no, you have to do a proper video review. I want to make this thumbnail with the Phoenix rising.
I'm absolutely disgusted and devastated that this is a northern restaurant.
because it's impossible for you to achieve the north. Achieve the north?
It's so far north. It's so far away.
Yeah.
It's so far.
Yeah, I mean, you were literally,
And there's literally
you were
no
an hour
reason to
away
go
from
up
me
there.
again at the weekend. An hour away from me again. Alton Towers is so close. You're a prick, Michael Jameson.
Alton Towers really only an hour away from you.
Hour and a half, maybe.
Fucking hell, that's pretty-
Round it up to 2.
Yeah. Depending on traffic.
I don't really know how to follow that. Like, yeah, I should have asked you last because that is phenomenal. I mean, almost to the point that probably shouldn't have been mentioned on a potato podcast because, like, 95% of the ingredients aren't potatoes in that scenario. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do all those flavors blend well together, or is it?
Yeah. It's salty, spicy, sweet, and smoky. It's like the most amazing barbecue sauce kind of flavour, I suppose. That salty, smoky, yeah, crunchy. The crunchy onions. They're not the chilies as well. They're not like a pickled jalapeno. These are slices of fresh jalapeno, so they've got some bite to them, and that sharp freshness. Nice. Yeah.
I have nothing anywhere near as just pornographic as that.
I like Burger King chips.
Joke's on you, I don't. They're probably my least favourite of the high street brands. So, fuck you, Michael Jameson.
It's satire, mate, innit? It's like the truth, but similar.
The only ones that sort of stand out as being sort of unique and different are when I was in Vegas last. We went to the Gordon Ramsay burger restaurant, BGR, and I had fries from there. And I need to call them up to see if I can get the exact details, but they were sweet potato fries. And they came with a maple mayonnaise to dip in. And they had, I think it was like vanilla sugar powder or something like that, like coated on them. So basically, they took the sweet potato theme and they just went absolutely mental with it. And they were tremendous, like so different and unique. Like the flavors were subtle. It wasn't as sickly as that probably sounds, especially for someone like Alex who doesn't like sweet potato. It actually worked very well and was surprisingly moreish. And considering that actually came with my burger, so it was technically part of the savoury meal. They were phenomenal. Generally speaking, though, I am more often than not. I do agree with you guys in terms of, you know, a good fry is a good fry and doesn't technically need to be condimented. But fuck that. I'm always going to be putting sauce on my chips.
Yeah, language.
Fuck that. Yeah. Usually it will be ketchup and mayo. I'm one of those animals. Thanks to my wife, she's tipped me off to the ketchup mayo combo. However, when I have fish and chips, I have ketchup and brown sauce at the same time.
Oh,
Stuart's just, I think, given up on life. Yeah.
fiend.
Brown sauce is horrible.
What's the brown sauce? That's
Shit.
It's shit. Okay.
It's literally.
Glad we got that answer.
Fruity, pickle, horrible, brown.
Vinegary.
Oh, okay. Stop there.
It is pertinent to mention that Heinz have just released in several countries
Mayo chop.
mayo ketchup. Yeah, combination of tomato, ketchup, and mayonnaise, right?
Yeah, well, John. They released that in America, and I believe that Heinz UK tweeted something like, "If we get 50,000 comments or votes or retweets or something like that, then we will bring it to the UK." So,
I thought you were going to say if we get 50,000 likes and retweets, we'll show not even 1% of the creativity of that.
Oh, you're such a bitter little man, aren't you?
Very bitter, like a little lemon.
Yeah, I gotta keep this mayo chup from my wife.
Why is she?
She loves mayonnaise. It's like her huge thing. We went to Curacao for vacation earlier this year, and they just put mayo on everything. And she's like, "We need to retire here." And I'm like, "You need to retire here."
She said, "Good one."
Yeah.
I had I think it was a Chipotle mayo. I can't remember the brand. It might have been Heinz, and it was a vegan mayonnaise.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And it was great. And do you know what? I'm cool with mayonnaise. But just knowing that it was vegan mayonnaise, I enjoyed it even more. Just knowing that there was no egg in it. Like, I am cool.
It's a guilt-free mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's absolutely guilt-free. Yeah. And I don't even particularly worry anymore about the egg in mayonnaise, unless there's one like off-brand of pre-packaged small. You know, you get the sachets, the little sachets of condiments that you need like 12 of to make a portion. There's one like cheap off-brand where the reverse of the sachet is a load of pictures of sliced in half hard-boiled eggs. Oh, and I can't eat that mayonnaise. I cannot eat it.
Yeah. That's it.
I thought you were happy with the invisible egg, as we were calling it a couple of weeks ago.
But this is the issue. If you put the very visible egg on the packaging, the invisible egg reveals itself.
But stop looking at the packaging while you're eating it, then, I guess, is the moral of this story.
Can't do that.
Inspecting it.
Let's move on.
Can you spare some change? We've got ears to feed. We come to you with open hands, but instead of on the streets, we're begging on the podcast. Do you want this episode to be our last? Will you please go to Patreon and donate some cash?
If you enjoy the Food Review UK content on YouTube and here on the podcast, then please consider heading to patreon.com Food Review UK and making a small donation.
Are there any other potato dishes that you guys like? Obviously, we talked about potatoes in general, but are there any sort of dishes that, intrinsically have potato within them? For example, a shepherd's pie. Let's use that as a basic example. I don't know. Do you get that over in the US, Mr. Ancira? Shepherd's pie?
We do.
Yeah.
Yep. I had it actually for the first time a few years ago in New York when I went to New York. And one of my favorite meals ever since I was a kid is just your pretty standard steak, mashed potatoes, and some vegetable, usually corn or maybe green beans. Mm-hmm. And to have that all together in a bowl like shepherd's pie is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a very, very hearty meal. And as we're moving into the winter, it's the sort of
Oh, yeah. So, I'll be cooking a lot of stews coming up.
Stewards?
No, I would never say anything like that. A lot of soups. Yeah, more hearty stuff, like you said.
Awesome. But anyone, just lead in. Any potato-y dishes?
You sometimes get a moussaka with some potato layer in it. That's kind of nice. I enjoy a moussaka. No, I do like a shepherd's pie as well, but I literally never have it. I would we would have a cottage pie, a vegetarian cottage pie. Mm-hmm. I enjoy a potato top fish pie, but
that's interesting that a vegetarian version of a cottage pie is with beef and a shepherd's pie is with lamb.
Yeah,
it's interesting that you would say you would have the meat is what defines what you call it, and yet the meat-free version. You clarified it's not a shepherd's pie, it's a cottage pie. Surely it should be like a barn pie or something.
Isn't it? Isn't there slight variation on the potato as well? Doesn't one? I don't know. I thought cottage pie was normally had like a crispier top. No,
don't believe so. No, right. Yeah. Just to when I cook with corn mince or soya mince, we would tend to add a gravy granule that would be a beef gravy granule. So it takes on those kind of flavours. So you are treating and you are flavouring and you are putting. You could, I suppose, just as easily I could put rosemary and mint and those kind of flavours that complement lamb in it, and pretend it was a shepherd's pie rather than pretending it was a cottage pie. Michael, you're right. You are right. Yeah.
Not about being right or wrong, mate. It's just about saying things
that are correct. Yeah. Just about being correct or incorrect. Yeah. Are you not a fan of the potato top fish pie, Nathan? Did you made a noise?
Yeah, fish. It's just fish in general.
Right.
I've fish pie in particular has always seemed revolting to me.
Has to have the right mix of fish.
Agree with that.
Needs to have some smoked fish. Needs to have some salmon. Needs to have some white fish. Needs to have some prawns. Needs to have some egg. Needs to absolutely not have. Have I told the story of the boiled egg in the fish pie? I think I have.
So. Yeah.
It's the only time I've
needs
eaten
to have egg.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It makes it a bit more unique. No, I do like a fish pie with it.
Do you know what else would make it unique? Having dog turds in it.
The boy in the fish pie, is that another one of your grinder stories?
Another one, by the way. A multitude of them.
Oh, there goes Stuart again with his fucking grinder story. Michael or Alex, any other potato dishes?
Well, I got not so much a main dish, but like what do you guys think about like a potato skin?
Yeah.
Or like tater tots.
Tater tots aren't really a thing so much over here.
No.
Having said that, I had some the other night, but they're not really a widespread thing.Ey're pretty cool,
Gotcha.
though. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not
Skins,
a million miles off a croquette, really, are they?
no, smaller.
Yeah, like hash brown croquette.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Skins are great though, in the right
skins.
context with some bacon in them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Some
absolutely.
cheese and sour cream and.
I mean, you just mentioned it, MJ. At breakfast, hash browns.
Yeah.
Love a hash brown.
Yeah.
Or breakfast potato.
Taco Bell have just started doing hash browns in the UK.
Don't care.
That's a lie, not Taco Bell. Subway.
How they? Burger King used to do hash browns going back 30 years even, and they were just little small round ones, and they were great.
Yeah.
Great Burger King hash browns were great. I really enjoyed those. Oh, Michael,
What?
stop inserting things into things.
Okay.
I had another.
Patatas bravas.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Patatas bravas.
Patatas bravas.
Now, I've never had patatas bravas, I don't believe. What's so good about it?
What? Oh, it's just delicious.
Yeah.
Edible.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I'm not
Boring.
criticising it. I'm asking what's so good about it. I'm asking. I'm being an interviewer.
Spicy.
Yeah,
range.
a delicate and simple blend of spices that is basically smoked paprika, tomato.
That well-known spice
those
tomato.
I mean, look at Hungarian beef. Look at Hungarian beef goulash. Very few ingredients and absolutely delicious because basically smoked paprika is just fucking fantastic.
It's great, isn't it? Smoked
It's
paprika
amazing.
is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's such a useful and versatile spice. I don't know what's going on right now. I'm looking
Just
away.
adjusting myself.
Somebody tell me when it's over.
That
I'm
was
surprised-
that was MJ getting his nuts out, basically.
Surprised no one's mentioned Bralbo stew. I'll be making. Claire and I were speaking just a few days ago about Bralbo stew and how as we move into winter, it will be time to do more hearty and home style cooking, and Bralbo stew will be top of the list.
What's
for us.
this
We
word that
usually
you
have
keep
the-
saying? Brown bile stew. What's brown bile stew?
Bralbo stew.
Brown bile stew.
I mean, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
How'd you spell that?
It sounds like a potato-based stew, though.
Yeah,
Bralbo.
Bralbao.
Bralbao.
Bralbo stew. Oh yeah. Let's all pretend that we don't know what Bralbo stew is before the episode.
Can you spell that again for me, please?
Bralbao.
Yeah, Brao.
P-A-O. Okay, because I got Balboa stew, and that's not the same
Rocky
thing.
Balboa stew.
Bralbo stew.
Right, go on, carry on with your little bit that you're doing, Michael.
I don't know what you're talking about, but no, we usually do it in slow cooker. So you pour two thimbles of skimmed milk, and then you pour 2 thimbles of extra thick cream. If you've got whole milk, then you can just do 4 thimbles of that. I'm committed to the bit. Then you layer it with thinly sliced potato. You'd usually put a whole chicken on top of that. Then you do more thinly sliced potato, and then another whole chicken. We've had to get a bigger slow cooker actually because Claire likes it.
Sounds like it.
And then you finish it off. You know, jacket potatoes. You finish off with 7 of them. Because it is lucky. It is obviously Japanese, and they find the number 7 lucky. And you want to slow cook that for 4 days. It's really nice. It's very creamy.
I mean, that'll be the 4 thimbles full of cream.
Yeah. So anyone listening at home, if you can send your photographs on the Instagram of that, hashtag the FRUK show, so that we can include that on future FRUK show episodes for Michael. And that is the Bralbao stew. Is that a traditional recipe, or did you sort of...
Well, As long as you do it with the 4 thimbles of cream, you're sorted. No more, no less. You don't want it to be too rich.
I Googled it, and Google was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Which I've never seen them respond with.
No. Did it say, are you drinking again, Alex?
Well, sorry. I've just typed in brow bow ST, and the top suggestion is brow bow stew. Is that literally just come up because one other person has Googled it ever?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's now, we've got it on Google Trends.
We're trending #1 worldwide.
2 potato dishes that I will throw at you. First of all is Bombay potatoes.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, Stuart. I mean, there's nothing particularly special about them, but they are something that I have started to enjoy later in life, something that I didn't have from the Indian restaurant, and I think they make a nice accompaniment to what I tend to have, which is usually a sweeter curry. So they sort of, make it a little bit more savoury. Yep. The other potato dish, which I have come across very late in life and wish I could have on a daily basis, is masamam curry from the Thai restaurants, and that is incredible. That's beef, coconut. It's usually got a bit of spice in it, a bit of warmth. Very tasty, very, very tasty dish.
You have to be careful though when if you get it and it's not piping hot. If it's a little bit cool when you get it from the restaurant, you should always call the waiter over, send it back, tell him masaman's not hot.
That's a good one, Stuart.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, good one. Latkes. I forgot about latkes. 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 They're good.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. You should like those, Nathan. You're the Jewish one.
I don't know if... Thank you. You've seen the pictures I sent you then.
Sagaloo. Bloody love sagaloo if we're talking Indian.
Sagaloo's... Yeah, okay. Not so fat. Not a fan of the sag.
Going for an Indian curry. Going for an Indian curry in the Indian curry capital of the UK on Sunday, Birmingham. The birthplace of the Balti.
Correct. Yeah.
Nice. Enjoy.
Well done.
How many hours away from you is that, Stuart?
About 1.5.
Okay.
Birmingham isn't 1.5 hours.
It is.
From me. It
absolutely is. I bought my guitar amp from Birmingham. I drove to pick it up. I left my house at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. I was home by 10. I mean,
we're all doing maths now.
Yeah, 3 hours divided by 2, 1.5 hours.
Well, surely it's less than that because you didn't drive by and you threw the amp through the open window of the car.
No, I did. Yeah, that includes the time that it took me to go in, test the amp, pay the man the money, leave.
So even closer then.
Yeah. Perhaps on a Saturday morning with no traffic, 1 hour and 23 minutes.
Going to a toy fair if you're interested.
Not interested.
Not really.
Don't care.
Right, let's move on. Sweet potato fries. Alex started this whole thing by not by hating sweet potato. How do we feel about sweet potato in general? Not just fries.
Love it.
I apologise for my misspeaking. You love it?
Yeah. Baked sweet potatoes, brilliant.
Oh,
sweet potato
amazing.
Wedges, incredible.
No.
Roast sweet potatoes, great. Sweet potato mash made by roasting the sweet potatoes, then scooping the flesh out. Oh God. Scooping the flesh out of those skins and mashing it. It doesn't need anything other than salt and pepper. Incredible. Sweet potato fries when they're properly cooked. Insane. Please stop it, Michael. You're knocking me sick, man. You're so
I just
weird.
love sweet potato.
You're so
basically cream pieing the camera.
Oh, Alex just doesn't. I don't.
You want to see it?
I don't think. Has anyone ever prepared for when MJ just goes full MJ? Like,
is that like Tropic Thunder?
Exactly. Never go full MJ. You've dribbled all in your beard as well.
Oh, yeah. What are you talking about?
Oh, it might just be the grey hairs.
Oh, yeah, it's the grey hairs.
Alex, why do you hate sweet potatoes so much?
Because they're horrible, mostly. I don't gear towards sweet stuff, and not saying that sweet potatoes are necessarily all that sweet, but there is a sweet tinge to it. But they're healthier for you, and we're not getting any younger. So I've tried to incorporate sweet potatoes more into my life, and then I find out I could only stomach them if I put loads of like sour cream and garlic and all the shit that makes it not healthy.
Yeah.
To make it appetizing for me.
Has the Americans has your country had a massive influx of sweet potato fries on restaurant menus?
I think that's pretty. I wouldn't say it's pretty standard. I would say that it's definitely been a thing for the last 5 to 10 years that you get that option.
Yeah,
and like the Phoenix. A lot of higher end burger places have the blend. They have the whether it's like Yukon Gold potato with the sweet potato, or they mix them up.
Well, it works so well. It is better. A mix. I would rather have a 50-50 mix rather than a full portion of sweet potato fries.
Yeah, that's probably how I got to eat them.
Yeah.
You
in the
prefer
mix
a good mix
with the bacon running on it.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I'm disappointed because I'd order the shit out of that.
Yeah.
I think I've only seen it once, and it is lovely to have both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have anything on potatoes before we move on to social media?
No.
What about a potato au gratin? You hear that come up?
So is that not the same as a potatoes boulanger? So the sliced potatoes layered up maybe with the onions and the stock cooked in the oven.
Not so much onions, but it would be more of a cheesy sauce with some kind of breadcrumbs that are toasted on top.
All right, so like a I suppose like a bastardized dauphinoise, then, isn't it? Then,
yeah, absolutely.
I've viewed them as 3 distinct dishes: gratin, cheesy; dauphinoise, creamy; boulanger, stocked.
Yeah.
What are potato bardado? What are they?
You say potato, I say bardado.
Good stuff.
Don't know.
Yeah. So lovely.
Hang on, sorry. What are potatoes bardado?
Isn't that your wrestler name?
Oh, right.
It was a callback, guys. Don't worry. I'm ahead of all of you.
He's living in the year 3000.
Not much has changed.
Your kids are going to love it, as Michael J. Fox once said. Michael, talk to me about social media.
Well, every couple of weeks when we rock her up with the show, we crack back with an Instagram post and we ask for your questions. This time I've not vetted the questions, so I'm going to fire them off in a smooth and fast motion. Stevie Rollo, potato, best roast potato recipe. For me personally, I like to cook it usually in 50% goose fat, 50% normal oil. I pre-boil, I fluff up a little bit, and then I coat in polenta. Coat in polenta, and I cook them for a fairly long time, longer than most recipes dictate. And I like to turn them at least 4 or 5 times. I've done it a number of ways. I've done it. Lots of people have recommended different ways. This is my personal favourite because I like the added, not the added crunch, but the different crunch that polenta brings to the table. Is probably the most important element out of all those things, and the flavour.
They sound incredible. I'd love to try them under one condition: that you wash your hands after step 3.
I stopped listening after fluffing. I'm sorry. The bad guess.
Got to get them fluffed up.
No, they sound good. I don't do anything like. I mean, for me, I just think that we'll often make healthy roast potatoes that don't have much oil in. When you're using abundance of oil, regardless of what the oil is, ours would tend to be done with olive oil. Pre-boil, fluff them up. Get fluff up. Wash hands. apologise to the guests, and then into nice hot oil, bit of salt and pepper. I'll sometimes stop it halfway through, give them a press down, break them up to create more kind of open edges. But yeah, yours sound incredible, Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yes.
He's also added a general comment, still not over Nate's pathetic excuse for not tipping. Quotation, I forget. It prompts you on the fucking machine.
No.
I mean, I made that reference like about 3 years ago.
That's a deep pull, but I mean, he's absolutely right. This guy's absolutely right. Nathan Peterson is an absolute horror. Do you know what? Right, back to Bluegrass. When we had that appalling experience in Bluegrass where they left us to our own devices and wouldn't allow us to pay, I didn't tip on that night because the service was the worst service I've ever received. Nathan Peterson tipped.
There we go.
Whoa.
So
really?
Obviously I did, and
Wow.
therefore my comments. Judge me by my actions, not my words.
Your tipping moral compass is askew.
Well, he has been very tip heavy in the States the last couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, asking about percentages and how much we should tip based on, blah, blah, blah. So,
He's a changed man.
yeah. Well, this other side of the non-tipping Nate Peterson, I don't know this Nate Peterson. And frankly, I'm a little offended.
Here's a big claim for you. So basically, in a couple of weeks' time, we're going to be going to an Indian restaurant that we've actually only been to once, but we went to the restaurant they used to own. It was more local. Basically, almost never tipped there for the various reasons. We won't go into it, but because we've become very good friends with these people and everything, I'm literally going to go in there and I'm going to throw about £40 worth of tip in his face to recompense him for all of the fine service that he's given over the years and apologise for having not tipped in the past.
Good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Amazing.
6 portions of fries at the Bird in the Bush or whatever it's called.
But yeah, I will. I'll try and take photographic evidence. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, it's. I'm not certainly not proud of having not tipped as much as I should, but or as often as I should. But I want to try and be a better man and remember.
Mate, that's incredible. That you should film that, and that should go viral because that's it. I mean, I sometimes tip for my previous visit at places like the Works in Aylesbury, and I sort of feel like I should be called the Aylesburyan Mother Teresa or something. So I can only imagine what the general public are going to think of you throwing down a 40. That's got to be viral.
Anyway, move on.
Frankie Funko, yo potatoes, what are your thoughts on sweet potato being used as dessert? Recently I tried Nutella-topped sweet potato fries at Almost Famous burger joint, and they were
Whoa.
pretty much the second best thing I've shoved down my throat. No prizes for guessing the first rather. Anywho,
Oh my God!
I think there would be some prizes for guessing that. Anywho, I also like to top a baked sweet potato with peanut butter and chicken as a kind of jack of all trades macro meal. Am I strange?
Can I just say, just on a side topic, Franco Funko or whatever, Frankie Funko, is that?
Yeah, Frankie Funko.
Frankie Funko. Slowly becoming one of my favourite commenters on Instagram. Usually comes up with some quite amusing comments.
Yeah, agreed.
Cheap little shout out there for you, Frankie.
Where does Frankie Funko live? Do we know? Is she Leeds? Is she Leeds?
No. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I can't. Do you know what? I
rings a
can't.
bell.
I'm on the Leeds Almost Famous. Maybe it might have been a one-off, or it might be. I can't see those. I'm not sure about that. Nutella
Maybe they get
almost-
good. Maybe they've asked in there for them to do it.
Yeah.
I've got a question for her, actually. Are you reading the new Amazing Spider-Man series? There is one sweet potato dessert that I would love to try. Sweet potato casserole.
What is that?
Is that
a dessert?
Is that like brow bow stew or?
No, I don't believe it's slow cooked for 4 days. I think it's like nutmeg. It's like a creamy sort of tray bake thing. It's like a trade thing. And it's got maybe nuts and cinnamon and whatnot on top. Alex, are you familiar?
I'm not familiar. Nope.
I think it's a Thanksgiving thing, maybe. If you guys give it a, sometimes has like marshmallow on top and whatnot. It looks.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
insane.
Sweet potato casserole.
Yeah, give it a look. It's not.
What
I'm
the
not sure if I.
FRUK is this?
Yeah, correct. Mental.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to try that.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming that in something like that, it's not. It's completely different. No, I don't want it as a dessert. No.
I would definitely try
that looks nice though.
Yeah, correct.
That does look nice. Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
I'll try it.
I'll make it one day. I'll do like an experiment video or something.
Yeah,
the
please
Cookie
do.
Mill to go to says best toppings on a baked potato. Baked potato is factually the best vehicle for white pepper. Salt, white pepper, butter.
I mean, that's very good. I like a particular brand of cottage cheese on a baked potato. Longley Farm cottage cheese, a very thick, dry cottage cheese. I also, do you know what? When I have a baked potato, I tend to just have mustard on it, and which is very weird.
Wow.
But I just have mustard.
I love mustard, but I can kind of be into that. Yeah. I like mustard. Are you going with a brown mustard, a yellow mustard, or Dijon, or
so an English mustard? So an English mustard's a yellow mustard, but it's not like French's. It's not like the American mustard. It's a lot more punchy. It gives you a bit of a wasabi effect. Like if you get a good bit of it, it will take the back of your head off.
All right,
like wasabi would. It's good.
I'm down with that. That's awesome.
I tend to. I mean, the classic is the old beans and cheese.
That's it.
But
jackpot chesbens, jacket potato with cheese and beans. Jackpot chesbens.
Yeah. But I have got into tuna mayo on a jacket potato. That's particularly nice. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You didn't like fish.
I do like tuna. I used to work with a guy who used to have beans, tuna, and coleslaw all at the same time.
Jesus.
No. Dirty.
What a fucking madman that guy
Dirty
is.
bastard. Dirty bastard.
Did he kill himself from shame?
He was trying to bulk up at the time, and apparently it's got just ridiculous amounts of protein that helped him. And I've since found out that's not even a mad combination, and many people eat that combo.
No.
There's a lot of things that are bulk up protein, but I'm not going to eat them either.
Are we back to Stuart's grounded stories?
Possibly.
Or are we still on best toppings for baked potato?
As Michael was saying, thick, white,
salty.
No.
Probably
Anyway,
well. He also says if you had to choose one to have forever, mashed potato, roast potato, dauphinoise, or McDonald's fries.
Roast potato.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
A bit more versatile.
Interesting.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'd probably have to go to mashed. I just love mashed. Roast potato. You're gonna anchor some better flavors and seasonings in there. Chances are you're gonna just crisp them up a little bit too. All right, I'm going with roast potato. I just convinced myself.
Nice.
Yeah, roast potatoes, I guess.
Yeah.
Becca Recovery, when I lived in the USA, replying to Frankie Funko, when I lived in the USA, we made brown sugar mashed sweet potato with optional browned marshmallows on top.
Not a question.
Not a question.
No.
And they've also provided a recipe.
Similarly, not a question. So,
but head over to FRUK to see it.
Oh,
they're having a full-blown conversation in the FRUK.
Yeah, should get a room.
Instagram comments. That is a shame that they're showing such lack of regard for the intended purpose of this image.
Really abusing you guys.
Bong Lungs has said chili cheese fries.
Lovely.
They are three
but
words.
We'll let him off.
Yeah. Is that the strain of weed that he's smoking at the moment?
Well, his next comment is Five Guys are the best. Nice bit of smoke too. So I'm guessing it's Five Guys the name of marijuana. I don't know.
Bongers.
Love bongers.
Luke Carrigan says, "You said don't comment unless you really want to on the last episode." Don't know what he's doing there.
Similarly, not a question.
Maddie Madworld says to go to all good questions.
Not a
Alyx
question.
Alyx Pinsky. What's the haps mooge, nooge, stooge, and a luge?
Love it.
A loo. I mean, hang on. A loo is
A luge
like,
fudge. What?
yeah, a loo is like Hindu for potato, so it works. A luge.
Yeah.
But it's got a J on the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Would you eat a potato Oreo? Fuck, I just created MJ's next fusion video. And can you also give me an approximate figure on the amount of potatoes you think constitutes a good meal? Hope you're still killing the healthy lifestyle, Stuart.
Thank you.
Also, Alex is a great guest, and I'm glad he's finally here again.
Correct.
Wow.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Wonderful, kind words. Alyx Plinsky, one of our favourites.
Yeah.
How
Five.
many? 6.
Five potatoes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would eat a potato Oreo, assuming, of course, that I've not done it already. Penultimate question. This is from Facebook this time. It's from Chris Clements.
Oh, nah. Not interested.
Oh, shit. There's loads, actually. There's not penultimate. Right, I'll rattle through these.
Great prep.
Adam Bunch. Chip, crisp, waves, kettle, or ridges?
Sorry, could you
Ridge.
slow that down into a sentence or something? Or...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, chips or crisps, would you rather have waves, kettle, or ridges? Ridges.
Kettle.
What are waves?
Ridges.
What are waves? Like Pringle shape?
I don't know.
I go ridges. Ridged
So,
for my pleasure.
I've stopped. I've stuttered because this next question is disturbing. Is it acceptable to have mashed potatoes without lumps?
What?
Is it acceptable to have mashed potatoes without lumps?
Yes.
Surely
Preferable.
you don't want lumps.
Yeah, correct.
What? Who's eating lumpy mash?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even.
I don't mind a little more body in my mashed potato, but I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, of course it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Very body positive of you, though, Alex.
Not only is it
2018.
it's
Accepting.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use
Correct.
a potato ricer to make my mashed potato, so it literally destroys the potato, and then you just mush it all up. It's like mashed potato with lumps is not even a thing.
That was Adam, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah,
problem,
he-
Adam? Come on, man.
He's got weird.
Yeah.
He's got weird thoughts. Anyway.
Yeah, he does.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How wonderful are scalloped potatoes? I think that's like dauphinoise, but more buttery. Is that
Yeah, yeah.
Is it?
Mhm.
Is it not like the potato scallops that you get at the chippy, where it's the big slices of potato that are covered in, that are battered and deep fried?
Don't know.
Because they're
Never even heard what you've just said.
oh, they're so good.
Wow.
They're dirty as anything, but they're good.
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
I believe on this occasion MJ was more correct than you, unfortunately, Stuart.
Well, you believe wrong.
Yeah, that's rude.
Yeah.
He said, vodka because vodka. Why do sweet potato fries exist and how can we stop it? Disregarded.
Potato vodka is very difficult to come across.
You've tried many times.
I have, yeah. The vast majority of vodka that's available is grain vodka. Potato vodka is really niche. It's not.
Yep.
It's not really doable. So I'm not sure I've even ever had potato vodka.
There you go, MJ. Another experiments for you.
Although it will
Fine.
get you mashed.
Mate,
Hey.
Make potato vodka.
Yeah.
Julian Luckhurst has said he's asked a few questions that we've already answered actually, but he has asked peeled or brushed when having fresh potatoes. No preference as long as it's free from mud.
That's true. I guess that's the one big criteria right there.
Yeah.
That muddy ass potato out here.
I suppose peeled, but I don't mind a skin on in certain. Oh yeah.
In the right context,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But I'd definitely go with peeled.
Yeah.
and we're
Also,
back to grinder again.
Chopin vodka, I don't know if, or Chopin vodka, Chopin is a really good potato.
Chopin,
Yeah,
is it?
yeah, it's a really good potato vodka.
I don't know that. I don't know that I've seen that brand over here. I'll have a look for that.
And they market it as gluten free too.
Well,
I don't think they need to, but
Eric Bylenok, I will say, do not go fuck yourself, Eric Bylenok, as you're about to be told by Nate. Best style of fry, and why is the answer waffle?
Oh, Eric, go fuck yourself. Waffle's probably like fourth. Curly fry if I'm going to have to go for a niche fry, but probably just your plain fry, not skinny, not too thick, just a nice decent size of fry is probably still top.
Yeah, probably agree.
Yeah,
I love a curly.
I'd even I'd niche you one better and go with a crinkle fry.
Oh,
yeah,
not a fan.
So when you say a crinkle fry, are you talking about a fry that's fry shaped but that is crinkle cut, rather than the what do they call them, like the cottage fries or something, where they're like thick cut slices of potato, crinkle cut slices of potato?
Right. Yeah. The former. The former.
Right. Yeah.
I
like a crinkle.
Because you still get that nice the nice crisp on the outside.
Yeah.
While it's still nice and tender on the inside.
I like a crinkle cut chip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to try a good one. I've never had a good one.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I've had a good waffle fry.
I cannot reiterate enough. Go fuck yourself, Eric.
Yeah.
Next question.
Emma Thompson, my sister, says, "Frickin' love potatoes. You should have had me on." Emma, you are welcome to come on as soon as you've listened to a goddamn minute of this show.
Yeah.
She won't even hear it. She won't even hear it because she literally has never listened.
You leave the WhatsApp,
Alex,
you leave my life.
Alex puts in the hours. He listens every 2 weeks.
Yes, it's correct.
Yeah.
Reed Wilson, would you rather eat one large potato or two small potatoes of the same weight? More surface area, probably.
Yeah, two small potatoes. It's not a silly question. I don't know why we're laughing.
Two small potatoes of the same weight.
Correct.
I'm just watching.
That's an incredible reference.
Thank you.
Everything you've done on this podcast has led you to that one moment.
Correct. Logan James, Potatorino. Also, what kind of potato is the best? We sort of answered.
Yeah.
Listen to the show.
Julian Luckhurst has said, "What's FRUK's take on potato stamps? Fun or flea?"
Potato stamps.
So you cut a shape out of the potato and then use it in paint to make a little. It's like what I would have done as a child, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if 2018 has them anymore. I think in the age of iPads and the internet, I don't know if potato stamps are still a thing.
Yeah, no.
Obviously in Sweden they are. And let's not mock him because he has potato a la Hasselback.
He does, yeah.
His life is better than ours. So
love those potatoes in Knight Rider. So good. Why did it take so long for such an easy setup?
Hey.
And over on Twitter, CC Chris Clements has said, "Why do new potatoes exist? Is it because bad things? Is it because bad things always happen to me?" Yeah, new potatoes. I had them today. They're look. You have to put on plenty of butter, plenty of salt. Today I did chopped parsley, butter, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and plenty of sea salt, and they were bearable.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. I think you have to work really hard with new potatoes. The best new potatoes are the ones where you try and disguise the fact that they're new potatoes. So I'll buy new potatoes and just stick them raw in the oven and essentially do like tiny little mini baked potatoes out of them, and they're good. But like just a boiled new potato, I'm not a fan. Yeah,
love them.
But yeah, I mean, probably sent by karma to punish Chris for just being an insufferable little idiot. Yeah.
The last comment is actually from me. It's something that I wanted to raise earlier and forgot. So halfway through the show, I commented on the thing so I didn't forget.
That's cheating. Is it a question?
Yeah. It says chips and cheese.
Is that the whole thing, Michael?
This is Timmy. Say hi, Timmy. Hi. Timmy doesn't know what podcast to listen to because people don't leave a review. Isn't that right? That's right. And isn't it also true you're an orphan? Absolutely. There you have it. conclusive evidence that orphans, and definitely not me using a higher pitched voice, have a harder life because you don't leave a podcast review. Reviews today. Save an orphan.
What? Something's happened.
Oh.
Michael's broken himself.
It's frozen in time.
Oh, right. Quick, let's get out of here before he comes back. What? Great.
He has literally gone.
Yeah. I mean,
Has he sent any messages or anything?
That's a good point.
My God, I was saying great things, he says. It's very unlikely, really. I mean, what's happened?
Play this on the podcast, but chips and cheese, on the rare occasion that I get drunk, I will love to get chips and cheese at the end of the night. It's that very creamy, somewhat bland mozzarella cheese on thin chips, salt. It is so indulgent and just, you feel like a pig, but it's amazing.
Well,
it's just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
With that amazing technical difficulties that we just had there, which was very weird. What happened, Michael? Where did you go? What dropped off?
It does happen fairly often where our internet just randomly drops out, roughly around this time, quite often.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Speaking of Michael Jameson's internet hell, let's segue into Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and hell, where the food you love goes straight to heaven. Well, it doesn't you're convincing, and all the people who are attending that your food should be ascending, and all goes well. And the inverse of all this applies to hell.
So for anybody who hasn't heard the episode with Mr. Richard Milford on, or indeed our entire episode about Heaven and Hell, this is the segment where we ask our guest to give us a food or drink to go into heaven and another food or drink to go into hell. If we agree with their suggestion, then it will go into said state. Otherwise, if at least one of us vetoes it, then unfortunately it will stay on Earth with us to live out the rest of our days. Stuart, I believe that you have a list of those items which have already gone into heaven and or hell.
Correct. We have currently residing in food heaven. We have burgers, which were placed there by Michael Jameson. Pizza, placed by Michael Jameson. Halloumi cheese, placed by Nathaniel John James Jr. The burrito, placed there by myself. And cookies, which were rather obviously put in by Rich. Living in hell is aniseed, which was put in by Nate, and the concept of food contamination, which was put in by myself. Various products have failed to make it into heaven and hell. Belly pork and lasagna both failed to get into heaven, and vinegar, game meats, sushi, egg sandwiches, and oysters have failed to get into hell.
God, I tell you what, Earth is.
You evil bastards.
Yeah.
It's going to be a smelly place with all the foods that are still down here. Alex, what have you got for us?
Well, I have something that I feel like should go to hell. Is that where we're starting? Can we start there?
By all means, yeah.
Ladies'
Okay.
choice.
This is a food that I despise. I despise the smell. I despise the taste. And my girl and my mother-in-law are always like, well, we'll just, we'll cook it in bacon fat and we'll throw bacon in there. And it's like, I don't know how you could sully the taste of bacon, but the thing that does it, the thing that is the most disgusting that should go to hell is Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
FRUK
Right.
Brussels sprouts.
What is it you don't like about them? Is it just the sheer?
It's really the smell of it.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get rid of that smell. It's just something visceral. It's something that just hits me on an instinctual level. I might have been beaten by Brussels sprouts in a previous life or something because I just despise them.
What about texture?
I don't mind the texture so much because if I can compare it to like, I don't know, like a broccoli or something like that, something that is when it's cooked down, it's soft but still has body and still a little hearty. That doesn't bother me too much. And texture is a big thing for me when it comes to food. But that's not what bothers me about Brussels sprouts. It's specifically the taste and the smell. It's tied together.
How do you boys feel about Brussels sprouts going into hell?
Yeah, they're horrible.
Oh, completely behind that.
Yeah.
You disgusting little
green
bastards.
parcels of fart. Absolutely horrible things. Absolutely hate them.
Really?
I've even got to the point now, like where perhaps through my mid-20s, where I started becoming a little bit more adventurous with foods. I would every year at Christmas, I go, do you know what? I'll try a Brussels sprout. I don't even bother anymore. Why ruin Christmas?
You always try it.
Yeah.
You always want to give it a fair. You always want to give something a fair shot. And Brussels sprouts, for me, were that thing.
Yeah.
And then I just gave up a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this. There's no way it's ever going to be good.
Yeah, disgusting. Absolutely horrible, vile little things. Go on, Peterson, veto it. Make some convoluted excuse.
I was going to segue to Michael because you said about horrible little things.
Hey.
MJ, what are you behind this?
Oh, absolutely hate them. One of my least favourite things. Horrible little bastards. Bitter little balls of disappointment, hatred, and fear.
And that's the contents of Michael's underpants.
I'll have you know that no one's ever put that in their mouth.
Not yet.
Although it does elicit the same sort of fear and trepidation, actually. Yeah, they're horrible. They're disgusting. They're evilly bitter. Like tonic water, they're evilly bitter.
So, Stuart, you turned to me and suggested that I was going to veto this, which it hurts me a little bit. When I was younger, I was definitely on the Brussels sprouts are evil train. As you say, they ruined Christmas. They definitely, I was definitely on board with that. However, in my mid-20s, I started to appreciate them. We used to get them with chestnuts and bacon, and just a combination of them, made me think, maybe these things aren't so bad.
Let's hide the flavour with significantly better things.
And then I hit 30s and realised that I was wrong during my 20s, and yes, they are disgusting and absolutely should go into hell. I mean, I do not understand the theory of everybody hates them, so let's continue to have them at Christmas, even though we all agree that they're detestable. The reason I asked about texture is because that is one of my things. They're just a bit, for want of a better word, flaky. Like I just don't like the texture of them as much as the flavour. Anyway, so they've gone into hell. Well played.
Excellent.
What about your heaven?
Well, I did have two of my favorite foods that should go into heaven. One of them is already on the list, which is pizza. And the other one, obviously, would be tacos. But Stuart has the burrito. So,
you can
argue. Is there any? Yeah, let's round table this.
No, very different foods. Very different foods.
Agreed. So tacos are obviously one of my favorites. They are taco as the umbrella term. I mean, a lot of things can be a taco. You could have, in the same way, a sandwich could have different ingredients in the sandwich. I feel like tacos can encompass a lot of different ingredients too. You could have an egg taco if you want. I mean, that's a thing.
Stuart, do you want an egg taco?
No, you just made a big mistake, Alex.
It's almost like that was on purpose.
Sabotage.
But yeah, tacos are very versatile. Outside of just having some kind of protein in there, whether it's a beef, chicken, or anything like that, pork, carnitas. You can do a rajas taco, which is a vegetarian sautéed blend of different peppers with different spices in it.
Mm-hmm.
Very versatile.
Yeah.
What is your favorite taco?
Steak taco. Hands down.
Nice. Boys.
I had tacos for dinner on Saturday night.
Meat?
No, we had fish, which is pretty standard in our house, and we also had pulled jackfruit. So we made some jackfruit. Are you familiar with it?
I'm not.
Jackfruit. So it's used in Caribbean cuisine quite a lot, and it's essentially it's a fruit which when you shred it when it's underripe, and it takes on a kind of pulled meat consistency. So it's really good for vegetarians and vegans, and unlike, for example, a meat substitute, like a mycoprotein, a Quorn, it's a whole food. So it's in theory better, and that was really
one of the superfoods, isn't it?
It may very well be. It's really,
yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. It's really good, and we'll buy it. We found it. It was in the Caribbean section of the supermarket, tinned. We will get it again, and we'll try and do other things with it because it's nice. It's worth trying as a healthy meat substitute.
Which supermarket?
It was an Asda's.
Wow.
or if you're American, Walmart.
Oh. Yeah, I'm very good to try it. It's quite an on fleek.
Yeah, I see it a lot. Obviously, I went to one of the most hipster events ever on Sunday night. I went to an independent wrestling show in a giant railway arch, craft beer and street food venue, like just a collision of everything hipster. And because they didn't have much street food there, because there was a wrestling ring in the way, they had one savoury vendor, and they offered chicken wrap, chicken wing wrap, halloumi wrap, and a pulled jackfruit wrap. So yeah, I'm seeing jackfruit in some kind of trendy street food settings, but it's good. I liked it, and I'm trying. I am experimenting more and more with the vegetarianism. I am experimenting with elements of veganism and thinking about a more whole foods approach. I'm not making decisions. I'm not making life changes. I'm just thinking about incorporating more of those elements and trying things. Still not eating a lot of meat, boys.
Fuck, man, mental things.
It's like you've got the meat episode out of the way.
Yeah. I mean, I have eaten meat. I've eaten some chicken recently. I've eaten some chicken recently, but yeah, vegetarian day today.
So you're definitely on for tacos, MJ.
Absolutely. There's just nothing I can add. They're wonderful. They're great. They're brilliant. I mean, look, you've pushed me to admitting this, but it's shameful. It's shameful. But I wondered if after Hand and Flowers, if we went for shopping afterwards, another little mention there. Hashtag discount vouchers. Hashtag discount code. I was wondering if there was a nearby Taco Bell, so that maybe we could go for a light bit of shopping and then to Taco Bell afterwards. I wish there was a Taco Bell nearer to Aylesbury. We are in somewhat of a black hole of a Taco Bell free zone. They are becoming more common. You could almost even say that with the presence now of Taco Bell in Chichester, the birthplace of the god and being that is MJ, that perhaps there's some sort of kindred spirit sort of connection there. You may comment it. I would never be so bold as to say that, but I bloody love tacos. I wish that I know, of course, yeah, Taco Bells are not,
good, not good,
traditional, whatever. Good, well,
not acceptable, not necessary.
I'm certainly not standing in the way of tacos.
Not edible.
I'm not going to stand in the way of them going into heaven.
I love that Alex has given us this option for heaven, and MJ's going towards Taco Bell, which is, as I understand it, the worst version of that type of food. Like, it's just.
And I still bloody love it. So what does that say, Nate? Nate Sayer.
It's like hashtag discount heaven.
Yeah, maybe that'll work in America. I don't know. There's an entire show with my thoughts on tacos. I'm not particularly experiencing enough to know whether they are something that I truly love. But what I can say is that they gave me one of my favourite moments of the last few years, which was standing in a quote-unquote dive taco joint with Mr. Alyx Ancira, Mr. James Kupka, as we were walking away from, I believe it was a Korean or a Vietnamese restaurant, going to pick up some drinks, and we decided before we ate our meal that we'd stop off and get some tacos just to keep us going, even though we were 2 minutes away from eating. They therefore have a very warm place in my heart. I can't not put them in heaven after experiencing that.
That was the first night. That was the first night I had Vietnamese food too.
That was
Is
my
that the
first
same
night
for
in
you
Chicago.
too?
Yeah, it was my first night in Chicago. Like I'd literally been with you for a matter of hours, and you were throwing me into the deep end, and it was a lovely little bundle of food. I enjoyed it. It wasn't amazing, but it was nice, but the experience alone is enough to let them bad boys into heaven.
I literally put it on the spreadsheet 10 minutes ago. So.
Very sad. And once it's on the spreadsheet, we know there's no way of changing that.
Correct.
Nope. Absolutely.
It's typed in stone.
Yeah.
Well, that was a successful heaven and hell for Alyx. Both straight in. Well done. I think you might be the most successful so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Make sensible choices. You get sensible answers.
It's weird that you say that, and yet you don't live that.
Tune in to my comedy channel soon for a parody of the Schweppes tonic water advert.
Good. But more importantly, I hope that everybody listening to this show has enjoyed the show. That is pretty much all we have left for tonight, I believe, unless anyone other than Michael has anything to say.
Nope.
Brilliant. No. Excellent. No, if you guys could just, really raise the excitement levels.
Another incredible ending.
Yeah.
That is michaeljamiesoncomedy, the home
Jesus
of the
Christ.
tonic water advert parody.
I have got one tiny little thing to say. Anyone who's listening to this who has not seen the greatest piece of art that's ever been created by humankind, go onto YouTube and search for The Emotions Weighing Me Forward and watch the greatest thing that I have ever created.
That's very good. I think we've already shared it on the page. Maybe we'll share it again after this episode comes out. Alyx Ancira, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me back again, fellas. What?
I was going to say, you're always welcome here, my friend.
Well, thank you very much, guys. It was really nice of you. I figure I'd just make the awkward ending even more awkward. Why not?
I think MJ's still got something up his sleeve. He'll make it even more.
Yeah, all sleeves. I bet. Those guns. Everybody, listen to Binge Media, the Binge Cast,
correct, on
bingemedia.net. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, all the other outlets, and leave us a review, please.
Correct.
Please, they are amazing. I cannot speak highly enough of the Binge Cast, the podcast that is literally what gets me through most of the week.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great stuff. So please go and listen to it if you enjoy movies, TV, and other mediums in the entertainment world. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Mr. Michael Jameson, for joining me.
Correct.
Yeah.
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 And thanks to everyone listening. And yeah, I guess see you in 2 weeks' time when we've got a new guest. Hopefully, touch wood.
Have we?
Everything happens well. Yep.
Oh.
Yes, Mr. Riley Sarola.
Oh, yes.
2 weeks' time.
Correct.
So join us for that, and goodbye.
See you guys. See you, Hand and Flowers. Take it easy.
The emotions weigh me forward. The emotions weigh me forward. The emotions, the emotions, the emotions. I think I'm getting it. The emotions, the emotions, the emotions. The emotions weigh me forward. The emotions weigh me forward, 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 forward.